Noise in the market right now about attorneys taking over the buyer representation position from realtors. And the idea is this: hey, with the new lawsuits that have happened and more lawsuits on the way, we're going to see a lot of attorneys just replace realtors. Here's why that won't happen, in my opinion. Yes, an attorney can certainly come in and write a contract, but that doesn't mean an attorney is going to come in and do the job that a realtor typically does. Remember, a realtor starts working with someone way before a contract's written, and they might have to actually go out and show homes 5, 10, 15 days before they actually get to a contract writing. No attorney's going to take someone out and show them property, number one. They're certainly not going to monitor the market and look for listings. They're not going to look for unrepresented sellers, like for sale by owners, or expired listings that have come on the market and come off the market. They're not going to go into neighborhoods and do searching for unlisted properties there. They're not going to do those kinds of things with buyers. They're also probably not going to take buyers out and show them homes. They're not going to work with them on financing, getting them qualified, explaining the different types of financing options there are out there, and help them understand the differences in language, down payment, closing costs. They're not going to explain to them that, hey, we got to measure motivation from the seller, and they're not going to help them necessarily understand that it's not just about what's on the contract when it comes to negotiation, but it's also about motivation on the seller side. They're not going to interview the listing agent. They're not going to do all the things that we do in a negotiation to make sure that we get them in a position of winning that deal. A lot of times negotiation is not about the numbers, it's about the people behind the numbers. Attorneys are not going to take the time necessarily to learn all about the seller, learn all about the other agent that's representing the seller, their timeline, their needs. And then once they're in escrow, they're not going to take the time to necessarily go out and do the inspection. They're not going to go walk through an inspection or explain the inspection results or explain that we have to now renegotiate the sale. They're not going to help them with bumps along the road, which always occur during a transaction. They're not going to emotionally walk them through different obstacles that buyers always seem to find when they're in the middle of a transaction. They're not going to go to closing and sit with them in an escrow office. Maybe they'll do that, but that's not what they typically do. They'll write a contract. That is a different role than what a realtor does. And let's remember that most agents that work with buyers end up working with buyers on multiple homes. So they have to walk a buyer through multiple homes, get them all the way almost to the finish line, and then it falls apart, and we restart the process. Even if you could find an attorney willing to do that, here's the difference between an agent and an attorney. An attorney is going to charge every hour on the hour, right? They're going to charge for all that work, regardless if they get to the successful finish line or not. So if you think about all the hours invested in working with a agent, it's not just about the contract. It's not just about getting them to a closing. It's about everything that goes before that.